Gosh, f***ing damn it. That's not what I meant. Hey everybody, Brandon Swanson here from MVP, and we are moving right along with conference tournaments. And it is just such a fun time of the year right before all the madness begins. A little bit of the madness is starting this week, and I'm going to be previewing right now the Big 12 conference tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Big 12 has been such a competitive conference this season. We're going to take a look at the bracket, and we've got TCU, Oklahoma, as we dive right into it, 8 versus 9. We've got Texas Tech and Texas, 7 versus 10. So starting it off, TCU, Oklahoma. You know, Oklahoma, they have not been the same Oklahoma team they were last year. How far Oklahoma has fallen. They did the good old, bye, buddy, hope you find your dad, and he sure did find a new family in the NBA. TCU will get the win over Oklahoma. They will go on to take on Kansas. And then Texas Tech over Texas. I think this one's pretty simple. Texas Tech has had such offensive output this season. Texas has not been what they have been in the past as well. Texas Tech gets the win. They will go on to face West Virginia. So now back up to the top, taking a look at the bracket once more. We've got Kansas, TCU. We've got Iowa State taking on Oklahoma State, Baylor over Kansas State, and Texas Tech and West Virginia. So we've got Kansas, TCU, Kansas, Frank Mason, Josh Jackson, 20 points per game, 16 points per game respectively. Ring a bell? Yeah, I know it does. Kansas gets the win over TCU. They move on to the semifinals. Then we've got a really, really good game here in Iowa State and Oklahoma State. If you guys missed it, Oklahoma State put up one hell of a fight against Kansas last weekend. One hell of a fight. The loss by 5, I believe. Final score 85-80, I believe. Very, very close. This Iowa State team, they've been a sneaky team this season. They have been a sneaky team this season. They have not been what they have been the last couple of years. This is not the near elite team that we saw last season as well going into the tournament, and that, you know, was able to play pretty well in the tournament. Not the same team. I'm a big fan of Oklahoma State right now. I think they've got a lot of the momentum, a lot of the energy. I think Oklahoma State is able to get this win 5-4 in this tournament, and Oklahoma State will go on to take on Kansas, a rematch of just a couple of nights ago. Moving on, we've got Baylor, we've got Kansas State. Baylor, not my favorite, but they are catching Kansas State at a cold point in their season. Kansas State has not been all that great. 19-12 overall lately. They have not been well. They have not played that well, but they played Baylor very, very well this season. 2 times this season. The last time they were able to beat Baylor, beat them by 2. Will there be enough magic to get the win here? Unfortunately, I don't think so. Baylor will move on. They will beat K-State. They will move on to the semifinals as well. And then we've got Texas Tech and West Virginia. Texas Tech, West Virginia. Texas Tech, 77-76 overtime win against West Virginia earlier in the season. And then a couple of games ago, they lost to West Virginia 83-74. West Virginia will win in a close one over Texas Tech. West Virginia will go on to take on Baylor. So back up to the top. Kansas taking on Oklahoma State. This Oklahoma State team has clearly shown that they know how to take on Kansas. Limit Frank Mason, limit Josh Jackson, make them put it in the hands of anybody else. And that's what Oklahoma State was able to do. That's what Oklahoma State's going to be able to do. They are pulling the upset of the possible season here, folks. I'm saying it. Did I get too excited there? Absolutely, yes I did. But Oklahoma State knocks off number 1 Kansas in the Big 12 tournament. Oklahoma State is going to the finals. West Virginia, Baylor. West Virginia, simple. Not a fan of Baylor. West Virginia, they've played some pretty good basketball. People can say Baylor has too. They have, but I don't like them. West Virginia, Oklahoma State in the championship game for the Big 12. This is, as one Donald Trump would say, huge. West Virginia, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State plays West Virginia very well in this game, and Oklahoma State puts up 85 points per game. But West Virginia, they can hang with you. West Virginia is gonna be able to take this one to OT. West Virginia gets the win, and the West Virginia Mountaineers are your Big 12 champs. And they knock off. Well, they don't do it. But the Big 12 knocks off Kansas. Kansas is not a number 1 seed in the tournament. There, I said it. Folks, keep it right here on MVP because we've got many more conference tournament previews coming at you.